Howdy, folks. This is Vile Mike here in frickin' Arizona. Very, very, very much fun here. But no one's joined the panel yet, so I'm just going to sit here and vamp until I get enough watchers to actually get people to join the chat. Because otherwise, I'm just going to sit here and talk to myself. And I've got nothing good to say to myself. Let's see if I can do that. But yeah, I'm only going to live stream for about an hour because my day job decided in their great wisdom to send me to Arizona for 4 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, to cover for someone who decided to take an impromptu vacation, who apparently decided not to do any work for like 2 weeks. So I'm trying to do all their stuff in a very short amount of time. Yesterday, I ended up putting in 12 hours, and the day before that, I put in 11. I have to do at least 10 today, and a minimum of 8 on Monday before I even get to think about driving home. So fun, silly willy. But at least I get the overtime. I'm not going to complain about that. So what's up with everyone? I saw that Richie already said something in the chat. Jordan, Sherry, Yvette, even Elihu. And Elihu said he was going to join, but I thought he had to work. So. Oh, is that where you're from, Richie? Arizona? I forget. It's always real fun to be in Arizona, where it's hot, dry, and so many people are just so nice. I've only been yelled at about 6 or 7 times so far. What's for dinner, Yvette? We're all waited with bated breath now that we know that you're cooking. We have to know what you're actually making. Well, let's see. I did watch... whoops. Sorry, I hit the microphone. I did watch Disney's Jungle Cruise. Has anyone in the chat actually seen that yet? The one with The Rock and a few other people in it? Because I don't know why people thought that was an enjoyable movie. I thought it was kind of blah. What about you, Elihu? What did you think? Did you see it?
Disney's Jungle Cruise?
Yeah.
I love the dad jokes.
Okay. As a dad, I did appreciate the dad jokes as well. But
okay, if you've been on the actual ride, those are the dumb jokes they tell on the ride. I'm like, I love that they actually made it look like the ride until the boat ride was over. I'm like, okay, no, it's the movie.
Oh, and to answer Richie, yes, I'm in Yuma because that's the only area close enough to San Diego that's worth sending me to.
I got a new coffee cup, by the way.
I don't. I just picked up local gas station coffee.
It's a 16-ounce coffee cup.
At least you got the good version of that robot, not the yellow one. I'm not a big fan of yellow and orange and stuff.
$3 at the thrift shop.
Nice.
Score.
That's something that I would drink out of once on a live stream or maybe twice, and then put on the store.
I love that cup. I'm like, hell yeah, Lucas Arts. Yes, Lucas Arts. Okay, mine.
Yeah, for the times I do actually have a standard mug of coffee on one of these live streams, I do sell it on my eBay store. So if you're ever interested, there's a couple left. Just go to the SD Game Swap on eBay. The link is in the description. If you go to store categories, there's actually a category for CNA stream mugs.
Otherwise known as previously drank by, previously used.
Well, yeah, they are used, but they were used on the stream by me, and yes, I do disinfect them after I everything. They're put in a washing machine, and then before I even sell them, I spray them down with disinfectant and wipe them off again just one more time, just in case.
Hey, at least you disinfect them, okay?
Yeah, and Mr. CCD, Yuma is not fun. There is nothing to do in Yuma when you're not working. I don't know why people live here.
Actually, there is something to do in Yuma. It's called Leave Yuma and Go Somewhere Else. Like the best thing to come out of Texas is I-10 east and west.
Well, Richie, you could still drive to Yuma. I don't know why, other than to yell at me. But as I said, I've been yelled at a few times by random strangers in Arizona already. And it's weird when it happens because they yell at you for like the weirdest reason. Like, I had one person who, this is the same bandana I wore yesterday, mostly because it's the only one I had. One of the only two that I brought with me. And I had someone yell at me for wearing this bandana while working because it was unprofessional.
Okay.
And I'm like, I don't care. My boss doesn't care. Why should you care? I had so far 3 people yell at me for wearing my mask in public, even though my mask I'm supposed to wear while I'm working. But apparently that still pisses people off, and I don't know why it's only in Arizona that it's pissing people off, because I haven't had someone yell at me for wearing a mask in San Diego in months. So, but yeah, back to Disney's Jungle Cruise. Did you? You said you saw it. So, did you not get strong Brendan Fraser mummy vibes from that movie?
Yes.
Like it was essentially the same movie, just
it was the Mummy and Indiana Jones put together.
Yeah, except Indiana Jones is a chick this time. Not that I don't care about the gender swap Indiana Jones.
And Short Round is The Rock. The Rock is Short Round.
Well, basically, the Short Round type character is played by the idiotic brother, which there was an idiotic brother also in the other one.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I'm watching it and I'm like, I don't understand why some people are enjoying this movie, and I don't understand why it's not getting the hate that other similar things have gotten, because it checks every flag for the fandom menace. It takes an existing property and it changes the storyline, essentially, which the existing property being the ride.
Like Pirates of the Caribbean did.
Yeah. The main
Haunted Mansion.
The Indiana Jones XP has been gender swapped to a woman, and she's an action girl in the first few minutes, stealing stuff. She's a doctor already. So yeah, there's that. There's the fact that the brother they mention in a scene that seems completely superfluous that the brother is gay. So, I mean, it's like it checks all the fandom menace check boxes. I'm like going on. I've had 8 hours of sleep in the last 72 hours. So
yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about, man. And I hear an echo.
Oh, is that? Let me. Does that help at all?
If you hear bubbling, that's my coffee pot.
Well, it's funny, Richie. The last time someone yelled at me for wearing a bandana, it was actually in San Diego, but it was I was wearing my Harry Potter bandana, where it has the 4 crests of the 4 houses, but I had mine turned to the Slytherin one because I like the Slytherin one because it's a snake. And someone yelled at me for promoting Satanism.
Oh my gosh.
So, and of course, I don't have that one right now because the elder vile child, Caddy, decided to steal that one from me and hasn't given it back.
Of course.
But, and then when it comes to the left side, I don't understand why they would enjoy the Jungle Cruise, because they have The Rock playing a Spaniard, which is, you know, if you're going to have a Spaniard in the movie, why would it be a Pacific Islander descendant playing with an American accent playing a Spaniard, which makes, you know, no goddamn sense if you want to think about it.
Well, you got to think about this. Raul Julia, who's a Puerto Rican, played a Russian, not Bison, one of his greatest performances ever, which he had a bad script to deal with, but it was still one of his greatest performances ever. Puerto Rican played a Russian.
I'm not saying that I'm just saying that that's one of their check boxes for saying something's bad.
Oh.
Is having someone of the wrong, you know, an actor playing the wrong, you know, ethnicity. So
you mean like Woody Harrelson playing Malcolm X?
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
But I don't think Woody Harrelson played Malcolm X, did he? I thought that was. I thought he played the white supremacist.
That's being facetious.
But either way, I didn't hate the movie. It just was kind of blah to me. What the hell was that?
I think making some cinnamon rolls. Sorry. What did I do on that? And my mute on my headset is not working then.
I mean, if I were to review the movie and put up on my little scorecard thing on the right side of the screen, like I did for the Stargate, I'd probably just give it a meh. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't necessarily good.
Yeah, it's something you want to watch at home on your laptop.
And that's basically how I watched it. I watched it over the course of 2 days while trying to fall asleep. And yeah, on my cell phone.
Have you seen, okay, subject change. Have you seen Ghostbusters Afterlife?
No.
Okay,
I want to see it, I just haven't yet.
I'm going to tell you this statement, and people are a bit confused until they actually saw the statement. It's like, I don't understand. I don't get it. My statement is, if you not shed a tear at the end, you are not a true fan.
Great.
See, people's like, what the hell are you talking about? Yeah, people are like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, trust me, it was well done. Ivan Sun did an excellent job at this.
Okay, I would. The thing is, I would not probably cry at that moment because there's only ever been 2 movies, and out of the thousands of movies I've seen that have ever made me shed a tear.
Dude, I'm watching this, kicking back, and I actually shed a tear when at the ending. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is fucking awesome.
I will tell you, the only 2 movies that have ever made me cry, though. One was The Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith in it, because at the time I was going through my custody thing with the vile child and her mom, and I was having an especially tough time, and me and my mom went to go see this movie, and it actually, you know, hit all the right moments for me. So yeah, I cried during that movie. The other movie I cried at was Gone in 60 Seconds when they put Eleanor in the car crusher.
I've never seen...
Because she was...
Nicolas Cage.
Angelina Jolie.
That's right, yeah. Sorry, it's been a while.
When they put Eleanor into the car crusher. I mean, she was just such a pretty car.
I don't remember that.
And they just destroyed her. I mean, God, it's so sad. I'm about to tear up now.
Go watch Ghostbusters.
I probably will. As long as they don't crush Ecto 1.
Oh, I can tell you this. There are 2 credit scenes.
Okay, well, I'm not.
So stay for the credits.
I will stay for the stingers. And
Yes,
hello there, number one.
Well,
The Fly with Jeff Gold. I'm sorry, she said Jeff Goldblum, but I think she meant Jeff
Goldblum. Yeah,
made her cry.
The Brundlefly.
That one definitely didn't make me cry. I'm sorry, I don't think I can cry at a Cronenberg film.
I'm thinking about watching Ghostbusters again tonight.
No, I think the next movie I'm going to see in theaters is Because Mrs. Vile Wants to, because we're basically celebrating our anniversary in 2 weeks, and she wants she wants us to go see Harry Potter because it's going to be back in theaters, the first one.
I've actually been watching the Harry Potter series again. I'm on number 6 right now. I just watched Order of the Phoenix the other night. I'm actually watching them.
How's it going, number one?
It's commercial free on Flex.
Say that again?
I said, hello there.
How's it? I can't talk right now. I need more caffeine.
Yeah, drink, dude, drink.
Yes.
Go.
Because we were talking about earlier, have you seen Disney's Jungle Cruise?
No, I've not seen that.
Do you have any interest in seeing it?
Probably see it eventually.
Yeah, it's one you want to see at home on your laptop.
Huh?
It's one you want to see at home on your laptop, stoned.
Yeah, I could watch it anytime I want now that they've released it, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. I was trying to catch up on other things first. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
There's a new Spider-Man trailer dropped.
Yeah, but I don't care about trailers. I'm once I hear about a film, I'm going to go watch the film based on this name alone, not really, or what franchise it's attached to. I don't like watching spoilers for the trailer, stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm not feeling Spider-Man all of a sudden after the trailer.
Well, I've been looking forward to it when I heard about it. And I'm still looking forward to it, and I still got some questions about the trailer. I'm like, especially with the cast reaction video when Tom's like, "Wait, where's the?" Then he kind of did this. He's like, "Where's the?" It's when the lizard gets hit, but there's a bunch.
Yeah, they scrubbed out either Jerry Maguire or
Tobey Maguire.
Not Jerry Maguire, Tobey Maguire, or
show me the spider.
Or who's the other actor that played Spider-Man?
Andrew Garfield.
They scrubbed one of those two out, either Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire.
And if you look when Spider-Man's falling after he gets punched by the Sandman, Electro's still up there fighting somebody. He's not chasing Spider-Man. Who's he fighting? And Doc Ock and Goblin's on that. Doc Ock and Goblin's.
You think it might be Venom that
I don't know.
I don't scrub out?
In all honesty, I'm going to watch the movie when it comes out. I don't know. Probably not day one, but
I bet you that scene won't even be in the movie. Watch, because they show a bunch of scenes and trailers that are never shown in the movie.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Shit. The original trailer for the Spider-Man, it was a summer scene when you see Peter open the door. Now the new trailer, it's a fall scene. You see a lot more leaves on the ground. The tree's different. They changed the background.
Oh no, They changed the background. See, that's why I don't want to get into the trailer discussions because they can be misleading, and
they always are.
That's one of the things I like about Walmart. One of the things I like about Marvel is they do shit like that just to confuse the fans, so that all these little theories that people have, they might get stuff right in broad strokes, but it's the small stuff that they'll get wrong. And some people get so upset about it, they'll just say the whole thing was bad, which is, like LDG and WandaVision. He's so upset that it didn't follow the ideas that he had preconceived that he can't stand the series as is and considers the whole thing a mistake. Whereas I think it's a great piece of storytelling, and the 7 stages of grief.
LDG is upset because he got told by trolls, not by Marvel. He got told by trolls.
Yep. They did some great trolling casting when it came to Quicksilver in WandaVision.
And of course, Paul Bettany saying, can't wait to work back. I always wanted to work with himself.
Which is a great thing to do. I thought that was fucking genius.
LDG's up there.
Off is even better.
Shit, mention his name.
Ah, crap. I didn't even say his name 3 times in a mirror, yet he still appeared.
I thought I was Schrodinger's YouTuber everywhere, nowhere at the same time. Come on, dude. What's going on? Taking my gig. No. Or are you not taking my gig? No,
Schrodinger's YouTuber is someone who's both dead and alive at the same time.
No, I'm everywhere, nowhere at the same time.
That would be Heisenberg's cat, or Heisenberg's YouTuber.
That's Schrodinger.
No, Schrodinger is the one where he puts the cat in the box with a vial of poison gas that is activated with activated by a piece of nuclear material decaying. And because you never know when exactly it's going to decay, until you look inside the box, the cat will be both dead and alive until you're actually observing it.
I know which Schrodinger's cat is. That's why I say Schrodinger's YouTuber. Not Brian Johnson.
I mean, I did watch Shang-Chi. I did watch that.
Shang-Chi?
I started it, but I couldn't finish it. Not because it was bad, but because I just fell asleep.
I found it hilarious. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's kind of hokey in a way. But, you know, I didn't. It's an okay movie. I wouldn't give it a super accolades or anything. I just put it like a middle of the road movie, you know.
And you know what? Marvel's allowed to do some middle of the road or bad stuff on occasion. I mean, just look at what was it? What was the one from the Mutants from the Moon?
The Inhumans. No.
The Inhumans. Thank you, Elia. That one was bad. So they kind of let it, slide off and forgot all about it.
I found this hilarious Twitter feed about an actual Muni driver critiquing the bus scene of Shang-Chi. It was hilariously accurate, man. I mean, he liked my comment when I said, yeah, the actual description of a Muni driver ignoring a fight on the bus with both ears and headphones. And the route the bus took, when the bus made a first right, they're above the tunnel, so they had to make a left and a left. They made a right and a left. There was no way they can get to Chinatown by that way. They'll be going to the Sunset District. Yeah, LDG, you skipped over his comment.
Yeah, I didn't skip over his comment. I did highlight wrong answer with the middle finger on it, and he just didn't see it, so he assumed I skipped it. Which is LDG in a nutshell.
Yeah, just look up the word anal in the dictionary, and he'll be right beside it.
With a big grin on his face.
At least with an image example, right?
No, yes. I do not want to see that.
But, I probably will watch Shang-Chi from start to finish once I get back to San Diego.
Oh, finally. Sorry. I was looking at my emails. I'm like, okay, I get to leave in 2 hours. Shit.
Why, have you watched The Jungle Cruise?
Not that one you asked. The one after that. Yeah, there is none after that, according to me, or on my list, LDG. That means it probably got deleted by YouTube.
Skip over mine one, I think he's talking about.
No, because I highlighted that one too.
Okay.
Yeah, it didn't show up in the chat probably because you said had one of the banned words or something, LDG. That isn't my fault. So stop bitching about stuff I have no control over.
What? YouTube bans words now?
No way. That's not fucking right.
No, they don't. No, I have it. I have my settings. Man. Hold on. No. I have my settings so you can't say certain words. And he probably said one of those certain words.
You can't say that on television.
So. Oops, I hit the microphone again.
So you have Prometheus on one of those words, right?
Are you driving?
No, I'm not driving. I am parked because I had to. I'm in Arizona on work, which is why I'm only going to stream for about an hour.
What part
and
of
I had to
Arizona
work for 2 hours before I did my live stream, and then I'm going to work for 8 hours after the live stream.
What part of Zona are you in?
Yuma.
Yuma, Arizona.
Oh, okay, so just across the border on Highway 8.
Yeah, but it's still fucking Arizona, and it still sucks.
Yeah.
Cross the border and be happy.
Okay. So what are you trying to do? Cross the border into Mexico or something?
Yeah, it's too far south right now. Easier to go to Tijuana than Nogales from Yuma.
Low Spec Linux says, the end of WandaVision did suck. Wanda got upset and enslaved all those people. Poor Wanda. Well, yes and no. It's kind of like when someone is hurt, they sometimes lash out at people that aren't responsible. So yes, it is poor Wanda, but it's also poor the people that she hurt doing so. And it happens in all the time in life. When someone dies and it matters a lot to you, but it doesn't seem to matter to other people, sometimes you lash out. And you people unintentionally. It sucks, but it's a fact of life. And I think that's a great example of it. With superpowers, which makes it better. Oh, we got all quiet all of a sudden.
Yeah, the crickets were trying to talk, but you were kept on interrupting.
So is Arizona the same time as Cali now, or is it an hour difference still?
There's an hour difference. So it's actually kind of funny. My rental car and my computer say one time. My work tablet and my cell phone say another time.
Pretty honestly, GPS, I thought it is.
Because California fell back, so it should be an hour difference, right?
Yeah, there's an hour difference right now. During the summer, they have the same time.
It's 9:28
a.m.
in California. So I gotta leave at 11 o'clock. Yeah, that's why I'm on your stream right now, dude. My call change got changed 3 times in the middle of the night. Basically, the last call came was like about 8 o'clock, 6:30 this morning or so. Oh, shit. So I don't have that far to go today.
Let's see. What other things can we talk about before I have to get back to work?
Ooh.
I don't know. You watch. You don't have Apple TV, I'm guessing, right?
No, I have a personal boycott against Apple ever since they tried to sue me.
Let me guess. You talking about Foundation?
They tried to sue you for what?
For fixing their shitty products.
I'll make it better.
No, I'm actually being very serious. I would because before my SD Game Swap became a strict eBay only store, I used to sell at the swap meets, and I actually had a brick and mortar store in El Cajon in San Diego. And
okay, I know where that's at. So
one of the things I used to do is also fix things like people's DSs, consoles, Red Ring of Death for the 360, and I also fixed iPods and iPhones. Well, I received a cease and desist letter from Apple saying that I either needed to stop repairing their products without a license, and the license was going to cost $30,000, or they would sue me.
Just for fixing somebody's stuff and it's their stuff. Jeez.
Yeah. Because according to them, when you buy an Apple product, you don't own it. It is still their property.
That's why.
And they did not give permission for that item to be fixed.
Oh, wow. So I can't take my laptop to a friend and have him fix it?
Nope. according to Apple, that is against their policy, and they can turn off your phone service if they do that.
No, I don't have any. I only have a laptop. That's all I'm saying. So what can they do to me?
Yeah, they could probably brick it, and it'd be legal as far as they were concerned.
Yeah, but I never signed any agreement when I had this computer.
Richie, I'll do that just for you. How about that?
Let's do the time warp again. Just step to your left.
Yeah. I can stand with 1 foot on the border of Cali, 1 foot on the border of Arizona, and say, look, I'm time jumping back and forth. Ah.
Hey, if Mike gets bored, he can take a 5.5 hour trip from Yuma to go to Four Corners.
Well, Four Corners is 4 states. That's not 4 time zones. Are they
in the same? Are the Four Corners and it's in the same time zone? I don't know.
Yeah, because it's Utah,
Arizona, Utah, Nevada.
Arizona. Oh, maybe not
Utah,
Arizona.
New Mexico.
That's true.
Yes, it's Arizona, Utah, New Mexico.
If it's Arizona, that means it would be New Mexico.
Yeah, New Mexico and Colorado. Is Colorado the other one?
Yes, first state, Colorado.
I honestly don't know without looking at a map.
Let's look it up.
Yeah, let me look at it real quick. Let's see. Should be Colorado, Utah, Arizona, New Mexico. Yep, there you go. That's where it's at. So only Arizona would be a different time zone, maybe part of the year.
To answer Not Ryan Johnson's question, technically, yes, they did. But they did it years later. Basically, they said that they were no longer going to force repair shops to get their license in order to repair the products, because that was just a seriously dick move. I mean, not every shop even makes $30,000 a year, let alone enough to just Apple work to make up that. So they said that you still have to get their permission to fix their products, but they will no longer charge you the licensing fee. It's still a dick move, and I still can't stand Apple products, and I have a personal boycott against them and everything they do.
Hey, I got my laptop for free. I'm not complaining. Sometimes I do, but hey, it was free.
Yeah, Arizona would be in a different time when Utah, Colorado, and New Mexico are on the. That's only half the year, basically.
Yeah. And not all of Arizona actually follows that thing. Some of the reservations actually follow daylight savings time. So you could drive through certain areas of Arizona and go from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock to 8 o'clock again.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like Florida. Once you pass Tallahassee, basically is when you go from Eastern time to Central time.
Florida, America's wang.
Yeah, Florida has 2 time zones, and it's one of the few states that does.
I don't know. I've been to Florida once, and it was only by car. I drove through part of the Panhandle, and that's it.
Well, if you drove through the Panhandle, then you would have started on Central time, and like I said, if you get to Tallahassee, then that's basically maybe a little bit before that is when it turns to Eastern time. But yeah, basically once you pass Tallahassee is basically the Four Corners is on the Navajo reservation. Oh, okay.
Which would mean they would have a single time zone for the entire reservation. So it would not, even during daylight savings, it would not be in a different time zone.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, that's good. It would make sense to not have just because you step from to the Arizona side that the time changes. But
that would be funny that you're 3/4 of people standing next to each other would be in a different time zone than you. That would be funny though.
But yeah, I experienced time travel every day because if you work in because I was working in Alabama. But I was living in Columbus, Georgia. Columbus, Georgia's Eastern time. Of course, Alabama is Central Time, so I would gain an hour going to work, but lose an hour coming back from work. So that sucked. If it was the opposite way, I wouldn't mind, you know. But because I would leave, you know, at 6 in the morning, let's say, and get there at 6 in the morning, still, you know, to work. But then I leave from work at 4 and wouldn't get home to 6. You know, so that sucked majorly losing that hour.
I haven't talked to him I haven't talked to him in about a year. But there was a friend of mine who, before COVID, he actually lived in Canada, but his work flew him in on a private jet to New York, like 3 or 4 days a week. And so he would actually cross 2 time zones to get to New York City every day, or not every day, but like 3 or 4 times a week for work. Wow. And he said it was like the weirdest thing to wake up at, you know, like 6 o'clock or like at 8 o'clock when the sun's out, go to the airport, fly to an area, and it's now dark. And he gets to watch the sunset again.
Yeah.
Or sunrise, I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, if you're going, like I said, west to east and gaining that time back when you go back east to west, then that's the better way to do it. But if you're going the opposite way, like I was doing, going west to east in the morning and then, or I should say, west to east in the morning and then east to west. No, I went east to west in the morning, and then west to east at night. That's a sucky part. But so don't tell me time travel ain't possible, because I fucking experienced it every day for a while.
Well, and if you really want to get how messed up our perception of time is for time travel, we're continuously traveling through into the future at a steady rate of 1 second per second.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
Because of the speed of light paradox, the light that hits our eyes that our brain actually tries to interpret is several milliseconds out of sync with what we're actually experiencing every day. So our brain tries to predict everything that's going to happen in that span of a few milliseconds, which really, I mean, when you think about it, we're all really screwed up in the way that brains work.
Yeah.
It's 1 second per second that we only observe or able to observe.
Yeah, I mean, I can't take advantage. That's the thing, is you cannot take advantage of the time difference by going, you know, forward or backward through time zones. You know, because it's still relative to you know, the whole planet, basically. You know, as far as how we measure time, so you can't take advantage of it. You know, that's the only difference. Time travel, you're supposed to be able to take advantage of, I guess, technically.
Well, I like the vet's explanation of time travel on the Rumble. If she's still on the chat, she's come up, maybe she can explain it again. I'm an actual quantum physicist.
But yeah, to say that we don't do time travel right now, yeah, we do time travel.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different type of time travel when you're actually thinking about it, because if you're actually talking like galactic standard time, it's all our time zones are inconsequential.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'm just saying you can't take advantage. And if you want to get to the science fiction, if you're talking about the science fiction definition of time travel, then yeah. Right now, that's not currently possible, but I think eventually.
No, it is possible with enough speed. I mean, even our satellites in orbit tend to tick slightly faster because they're going faster.
And they're compensated for that.
You know relativity better than me. It's actually slower, right? Or is it faster?
The higher up you are, the slower you are. The is. The faster you are, because the pull of gravity. Basically, other way around. People who live high up, the time goes faster. The gravity slows it down because you're closer to the ground or the substance of the gravity. Basically, if you live in a high-rise building, the penthouse, those people aging faster are going to die before you. So it's not all picked up to be living in the penthouse.
Well, I was talking about the speed of the satellites traveling. Are they slower or faster than us time-wise? I can't remember. I think it's
If they not get automatically adjusted, they're slow, which means that about every 10 minutes or so, the GPS in your car, or your phone, or your mobile device, or whatever device you're using GPS, will tell you your actual location is about a mile away from you. Computers actually constantly adjusting for this. That's how
they're in a synchronous orbit too, right?
Yeah.
Geosynchronous orbit, right?
Which means they're actually a lot further out than most satellites.
Yeah, they're like 26,000 miles or something goofy like that above, right?
Yeah,
no
space agency is allowed to be in the same orbital path as GPS satellites, even spy satellites. They even agree to that because if the spy satellite somehow gets collided with the GPS satellite, there goes their location communication. And everybody else is like, no, we agree, no problem.
No, Yvette, I can go back in time right now. I can go back in time just by crossing a time zone, 1 hour or 2 hours or whatever hours, just by crossing a time zone. I don't gain an advantage from it, but I can do it. I can go back in time 1 hour.
I can look back in time. I'm looking across the street. I'm technically looking back in time half a second or half a millisecond, so I can look back in time.
Yeah. People go back and forward in time all the time, but you just don't gain an advantage from it.
Observing the past is easy. Traveling to it is a different story.
Yes, observing the past is easy. You just got to look far enough away. And then you can travel into the future essentially by just, skirting a star or a black hole close enough. The gravity would make it look like you've traveled into the future, or at least from your point of view.
Yeah. Well, you just could never go back. They did in Interstellar, right?
Interstellar, Andromeda. Andromeda actually pulled it off fairly good, but I still can't go back to watch that show because I can't stand Kevin Sorbo now. Yeah. It's sad when an actor is really just become such a shitty person that you can't enjoy their work anymore because, I liked Andromeda. I thought that I liked the ship design. I liked the idea, except for the last 2 seasons or 2.5 seasons.
I know what you mean. When an actor becomes all shitty and personal, I don't want to watch this person straight anymore.
So you're saying it's similar to Game of Thrones because Game of Thrones was great until the final 2 seasons, basically.
Yeah, but the reason Game of Thrones became bad was for a different reason than the reason Andromeda went bad.
I have never seen the last season of Game of Thrones.
Andromeda basically went bad because Kevin Sorbo thinks he's God's gift to acting, and he literally wanted to rewrite many of the scripts to be around his character and not other people. And he essentially became an ass on the set. And, I mean, it's to this day. Sorry?
Hi, Mrs. Vile.
Oh. Yes, Mrs. Vile's in the chat. How you doing, babe?
She found you hanging in the car. Dude, you caught.
But yeah, and he's become such an asshole, like on Twitter and stuff, that I just can't watch his stuff anymore. I can't enjoy it.
Not Ryan Johnson. James Woods. He would have been on Family Guy if he had kept his mouth shut. That's why the high school got renamed. That's why he's no longer on the show. That's why I said they used to work with him.
Yeah, basically. I mean, what was great about James Woods is before he became the way he is now, or at least before he hit it well enough, he was willing to make fun of himself for those Family Guy jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Then all of a sudden he becomes an asshole and starts treating other people like shit, and then they take him off, and then he complains about being canceled and shit like that. It's like, no, you're the one who canceled yourself when you started treating people like an asshole.
Yeah, I remember tweeting a while ago. It's like something as far as like, hey, James was an asshole. Named the high school after Adam West, who just died. And what do? Named Adam West. So I'm like, that's a great tribute. Fuck James Woods High School.
Yeah, I completely agree there.
Yeah, I wasn't the only one who said, like, it should call Adam West High School. Adam West High School. But Adam West was the mayor of Quahog. He was a hilarious guy on script and in the booths. He made the cast and the crew laugh. Everybody loved the guy. I'm sorry, crickets. What were you saying? The crickets were a little low. I couldn't hear them. What were they saying?
I don't know. I think one of them was singing "If You Wish Upon a Star."
Oh, somebody smashed Jiminy.
Yeah, because I got sent out here, I didn't get to see Mrs. Vile this weekend. So yeah, the money's good, but I miss Mrs. Vile.
Oh shit! It kind of reminds me. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do the Name That Team side of the Homestars channel.
I could not understand a thing you just said, Elihu.
Sorry. There's a scratching noise going on.
Yes, what's the scratchy noise? What are you doing?
Not me. That's not me. What is that?
That's not me either.
Oh, I heard a scratching noise for a second. Like that.
Oh, I think that was number one sci-fi. Something was going on there.
Ah. Probably a little puppy scratching the floor.
So.
Oh, and I forgot what I was saying. Never mind.
And since Mrs. Vile is here, I'll go ahead and remind everyone that she's being a cruel slave master and forcing me to watch Harry Potter in 2 weeks at the movie theater.
Which one?
The first one. They're re-releasing it in the theater near her place.
Really? Why?
I don't know. She literally sent me a text saying, "We're gonna have to go see the Harry Potter when it comes out," and I was just like, "Why?"
Like I own it. You want to watch it at home?
Like, I don't. Well, I don't own that one anymore. At least I don't think I do. It might be somewhere in a DVD collection somewhere, but I don't know.
If you have the Flex box, it's on there for free for commercial, and it's on Pluto TV as well. And there's commercial on that.
Yeah, but she's, it's the experience of going to the theater and watching it. And she pulled the, if you love me, or you're gonna take me to see it because I love Harry Potter and you love me. And I'm like, yeah, fine.
Your answer should have been, yeah, you're right on both accounts. You're right on one account. I do love you, and you are going to go see Harry Potter, but I'm going to go over here.
No, I would never go see a movie without her if we're at the same theater. I mean, that's just mean. And no, I won't suffer because I don't hate Harry Potter. I don't hate the first film. It's just, in retrospect, the first film is just kind of blah.
Yeah, I'm rewatching it. I just finished The Order of the Phoenix, so.
I mean, when I first saw the film, I probably thought it was great, but nowadays it just doesn't do it for me.
The first two is basically separate stories, but doesn't get into a plot line advancing until the third movie. Then continues in the fourth, then the fifth, then the sixth, instead of 1 and 2. 1 and 2 is just, okay, Harry's going to school. Got some enemies. Part 2, he's going back to school. Got some enemies. 3, he's going back to school. Oh, wait, there's some more history here. That continues with the story.
Mr. Miles, I thought the books were great originally, but when I went back and reread them like 2 or 3 years ago, I kind of realized how not good they are either. I mean, they're at least I'd say the first 3 books are actually kind of juvenile. I mean, I realized they were written for kids to begin with, but I didn't realize how much they were written for kids. It was like someone who was trying to write for an adult, but their entire reading experience was, Dr. Seuss books.
When the 7th book came out, I remember it was limited sales only. Some public libraries got limited copies. I was living in New Orleans at the time, and I found out they only ordered 1 copy, and I was the first one in New Orleans to get a copy of the book 7, the public library system. I held on to that thing for a whole month. I'm like, nope, this is mine. I'm reading this.
Well, what's kind of funny, if you actually read all the books with an eye for writing, her writing style really does improve, especially between the 6th for the 6th and 7th books. But after that, or before that, especially the first one, in all honesty, I can understand why a lot of book sellers were like, throwing her manuscript away because it really wasn't that great of a book. I don't know why it became as popular as it did.
Yeah. Hey, Bill and Mr.
People
Miles.
are nerds, don't you know that?
Yeah, and Mr. Miles does seem to agree with me. He said the third book is when it starts to change. The later books are more mature. That's basically.
Like I said, the third movie, because it gets better from there. It goes to the story, continuation of the story. It's not just he's going to school and learn something. He's going back to school and learn something.
Well, what's kind of funny, Mr. Miles, I don't know when I got the first book. I know it was given to me by my mom for a Christmas or birthday present. I'd say maybe by the time the second or third movie had come out, and I'd never bothered reading it. And then a friend of mine gave me the second book, and then another friend of mine gave me the third book, and then another person got me the fourth book. And after a while, I had accumulated 5 out of the 7 books, and this is before the 7th book actually came out. In fact, it was like right as the 6th book was coming out, and I decided, all right, screw it. A friend of mine was going to Barnes & Noble to pick up the 6th book, and I had already accumulated the first 5 without reading them. Go ahead and buy the 6th book the day it comes out, and I'll just read all 6 of them in a row. And I did. I ended up, within like a 2-week period, I read all 6 of the first Harry Potter books in a row. And then I got really pissed off because I didn't know there was going to be 7. I thought there was only going to be 6, and I was pissed that I now had to wait for the 7th book.
I had questions after I read the 4th book. If you remember, the 4th book is when they were taking the owls test and they do the big old dance. And this is the first time I ever heard of it. I'm like, wait a minute. This is the first time you ever heard of a dance and test, and you've been there for 3 years? What the hell have you been doing?
Oh, yeah, and Ender's Game was another one that was a really great freaking book. A friend of mine also gave me a copy of that book, and it's one of those books that I still love to reread, but sometimes it's hard to enjoy it now knowing that the author is such an asshole. According to Mrs. Miles, it says even the play, and I know I've not read.
I haven't seen the play.
Yeah, Mr. Miles, as I said, at the time, I really did enjoy it. But in retrospect, after rereading it, I get less enjoyment out of the first, I'd say, 3 books. And someone needs to ban Mr. Miles for me for 60 seconds because he keeps asking me who is Bruce Campbell, and I need to smack him for it. If someone could ban him for 60 seconds.
Sorry, responding to a tweet. Sorry, I don't have YouTube open. Can't ban anybody.
Yeah, I when I first read the Chronicles of Narnia, I really did enjoy them. But when I first read them, I was like 5 or 6 years old. The second time I read them, I was about 12, and I did not enjoy them nearly as much. The Hobbit, on the other hand, every time I've read The Hobbit, I've enjoyed it.
Ooh, Doctor Who Flux drops in an hour. Woohoo!
Dang it! I can't ban a mod. Let's see. Can I?
Those are the angels.
I can still put you in timeout, but it lasts 5 minutes, and I'm not going to do that for 5 minutes. Well, Mr. Miles, what's funny is if you actually read the books in the order they came out, not the chronological order, it goes from, Jesus allegory to Jesus allegory to Jesus allegory to Jesus allegory to, nope, I'm fucking Jesus, to Jesus allegory. I mean, it's just kind of funny how all of a sudden, nope, I literally was fucking Jesus. I can't remember which book that was, but I think it was like the 5th book or so. 4th or 5th book in the series.
Which series? Sorry.
Chronicles of Narnia.
Oh, no. I've never read the books. I've only watched a couple of the episodes when it was on a TV show, a mini movie, and I've seen the movies. Actual movies in theaters.
All right, now I need to smack Richie because apparently she says, thanks for the suggestion. I'm going to invite him to watch a romantic comedy now.
You want a romantic comedy? Watch Twilight.
No! God, no.
Okay, I'm going to spoil Twilight for anybody who hasn't seen it. I never seen the last Twilight movie. I have no interest in seeing it, but I heard a reference, a comedian making a reference, and I'm like, okay, he just spoiled Twilight for me. He said worse than the baby from the Twilight baby. I'm like, okay, so they had a baby together. Okay, it must have been ugly and something.
Apparently, my audience base hates me because they're all saying that Mrs. Vile should force me to watch Twilight. So, thank you guys so much for that.
Doing this, cutting this. Doing this, cutting this. Do it. Doing this, cutting this.
Yeah, I have not seen a single Twilight movie or read any of the books. I watched part of the opening of the first movie because at the time my niece wanted to watch it, and I was like, yeah, this sucks. I'm going to take a bath.
If you want to watch with somebody who's actually seen it, Jedi Bill's in the shit, you can ask him. He's got a pink tutu to wear to watch it and everything.
Oh, thank God. She's like, I can't deal with Twilight. I knew there was a reason I fell in love with you.
Oh, you can, just film him watching and leave the room.
I did it better when Jedi Bill was watching Twilight.
Yeah, how many times? Which one? The first time he vomited or the second time? Yes, folks. Jedi Bill actually vomited while watching Twilight. That's how bad the movie is.
All right. Well, it's almost been a full hour. I have to get back to work, unfortunately, because I got to put in another 8 hours of work after this live stream.
Yeah, I got to iron my clothes and get ready to go. So.
I just want to say thanks to Number One Sci-Fi and Elihu who joined the stream. Everyone in the chat, including Mrs. Vile, except for Mr. Miles and Richie, who all wanted me to suffer by watching Twilight. Fuck you guys. Elihu, are you doing your What About the Universe?
What's Up with the Universe Wednesday? I'm not sure.
Okay. I don't know. I doubt it. But you can try to contact Quinn on Twitter.
Bribe her with candy. All right.
So I'm just going to go ahead and head out and just say later, folkses.
Later, peoples.